You get stuck with a planner that is empty for the entire year. Nothing irks me more than making a list and having to make so many adjustments to it. My notes app was getting out of hand. I had so much in there. What do you do when you have a list that is frequently changing? It's gonna make your life so much easier, I promise you. What is up, everybody? I have an entire system for how I organize myself and manage and budget my time. I wanted to share it with you guys because it's super simple and easy, and even if you're one of those people who can't get yourself to use a planner, I promise you that this will help you. So it's not only relying on your planner. I'm gonna teach you how I organize everything, how I use all of these tools to keep myself organized on a daily, weekly, and monthly basis. The things that you're gonna need are a mini notebook, which I just recently got because I got really tired of having post-it notes all over the place. If you don't mind the little scrap of paper and you don't wanna buy a mini notebook, just stick with a stack of post-it notes or scrap paper. The next thing you're gonna need is a planner. Hear me out if you are one of those people that doesn't end up using the planner. Stick with me because I was one of those people too, and this completely changed the way that I looked at planners. You need some way of looking at your week or your month from a bird's eye point of view. So whatever method that is for you, you need that. I also highly recommend multicolored pens, whether it's like more of a marker style pen, gel pen, like whatever you want. I would say 5 different colors max because it'll help you color coordinate. You're gonna need a couple of apps. One of them is called To-Do, the other one's Trello, and then I use Google Calendar, so I'm highly gonna recommend that, but you can use any calendar app that you'd like. That being said, let's get started. I'm gonna teach you how I use all of these tools to keep myself organized on a daily, weekly, and monthly basis. The first step is to write down every single thing that you have to do. It doesn't matter if you have to do it like a month from now. Whatever's on your mind that you know you have to do, just take your mini notebook and make a huge list of everything you have to do. And if it has a due date that you know of, write that down next to it. So once you have your list of everything you have to do, find a color coordination system so that you can easily identify what each thing is because of the color that it's written in. For me, due dates are in red, freelance work is in green, fun stuff is blue, anything gym or workout related is pink, and then anything that's miscellaneous that doesn't fall into those colors is purple. The next step is going to be to transfer these items into the planner. It's gonna look something like this, where you're gonna have your week and you're gonna color code every single thing that you have to do and write it into your planner. That basically leads you to having a daily breakdown of things that have to get done no matter what. Like if you've been thinking about this thing, it needs to be out on paper because it'll free your mind. Like I don't know if this happens to you, but I know randomly, like I close my eyes to go to sleep and I'm like, oh damn, I really gotta make sure that I ship out that package. When I do this system, I have everything written down and I know when I get to the 10th, I'm gonna see mail out package and I'm not gonna be worrying or stressing about making sure that I remember to get that done. Those are the steps that I take to manage my list on a daily, weekly, monthly basis. But there are lists that don't work well with that system. For example, let's say you're on the go and you have to add something to your list or you need to look at your list. If you didn't remember to take a picture of your planner before you left for the day, you're not gonna remember what's on it, and you're sure as hell not gonna bring your planner with you, because if you're having a hard time managing or keeping a planner to begin with, I really don't see you putting it in your pocket or your purse and bringing it wherever you're going. So what do you do when you have a list that needs to be taken on the go? What do you do when you have a list that is frequently changing and you keep crossing out and having to rearrange and move stuff? And how do you deal with items on your list that you absolutely cannot forget and you're scared you're gonna forget them because they're on your planner or your to-do list at home? Number one, the on-the-go list. The way that I combat this issue is by downloading an app called To-Do, I believe. I'm gonna put a picture of it here and I'm gonna link it below so that you guys can take a look at it because I think it's literally just called To-Do. But basically, it just lets you create as many lists as you need and add to the lists digitally on your cell phone. And when you've completed something, you check the little box, it makes a satisfying little ding noise and it crosses it off your list and you can move it to the bottom of the list. Highly recommend using that app, and I think the reminders app from the iPhone is pretty similar. The second app that I really highly recommend is Trello. And if you guys follow me on Instagram, you know that I've raved about this in the past, and I've been using Trello for years for so many different reasons. But I think the most use that I've gotten out of it is to solve the problem of having a frequently changing list. Nothing irks me more than making a list and having to make so many adjustments to it. It needs to be like an organized list, and if I can't do that, I move it on to Trello. So basically what Trello is a project management app. You can make different boards and then you can make note cards within those boards. So if you want to see a video on how this works in general, let me know in the comments below if this is something that you would want to see a little tutorial on, like how I manage my Trello boards and what they look like, and how you can kind of use it in the most simplest form, because it really could get complex if you want it to. And the best part about it is that you have full reign to make it on a web browser on your computer and set everything up, and then pulling it onto the app on your phone, you can just log into your account. You have full access to all of your boards. It's really easy to manage it on there if you want to add something while you're out or on the go. I have a board for YouTube video ideas, so every time I have an idea, I can hop on there and add it. I also use this for movies that I want to watch or TV shows. Honestly, that's the most organized that I've ever had that list before. And if you're anything like me, we're gonna have those lists and we're never gonna use them. And every time we want to watch a TV show or a movie, we're gonna forget that list exists. Last but not least, I wanted to talk about the Google Calendar app, which I know that everyone knows that calendar apps exist on your phone. But I wanted to mention Google Calendar just because this is where I store anything that's urgent. So if you have something on your list, you don't want to forget about it, honestly, I highly recommend just putting that into your calendar app, setting a reminder to remind you, let's say like a week in advance. The easiest way is to make sure I have that on my phone, and then it's going to ring when I need to be reminded. These are such small things, but they're reasons why I felt like a planner didn't work in the past. It's not for managing daily or very urgent or on the go lists. Like, those lists have to be very flexible and they have to be able to be taken with you. So you need both together to be able to accurately manage your calendar. Last but not least, I have one more tip for you guys. I know you're gonna think I'm crazy, but I highly recommend staying away from using the Notes app on your phone. I'm sure you store tons of stuff in there that you add quickly and you never look at again. My Notes app was getting out of hand. I had so much in there, and once I established the Trello boards, I basically went through my Notes app and I took out all of the ideas and to-do lists and everything that was in there, and I distributed them into their respective lists, so that if it's something that had to get done, it was going in my planner, and if it was a recommendation for a movie or a book, it was going in my Trello boards, and everything's accounted for. If you're on the go and you need to just throw something in there, just throw it in there, and then at the end of the night, quickly add it to whatever list. It takes like 2 seconds, and it's gonna make your life so much easier, I promise you. So yeah, I think that's everything that I have for you guys. Give the video a thumbs up if you liked it. I also want to make a video coming up revamping my workspace, and I bought some contact paper to fix, and I also bought some lights. So I'm really excited and can't wait to make that video for you guys. So if you want to see more, hit that subscribe button below. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.